Okay, I probably should have started with this in the beginning, but my journey began, wow, it began with Supernatural, my favorite TV show, believe it or not. I was doing research on a fan fiction that I was writing, and the child in the story was an empath. And I don't get too choked up on this part, but I just did a search for empaths because I remember someone on Charmed was an empath, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not sure what they think or how they believe, so I looked it up. And the definition for what an empath was me. Everything. I'll have to get the definition to add. But wow, talking about, oh, that was just such, all my life people said I was weird. I mean, not in a nice way weird, more like, you're weird, because of the way that I dealt with my life. I'm one of those people that would sit in a corner when there was a room full of people and read. Very sensitive to violence and organized chaos, like looking here in my closet where I'm standing. I don't know why. It's just a good leaning spot. But I like things a certain way, and I don't like other things, and I always wondered why. But it's some kind of a, it has to be a soul wiring of sorts. Not a physical thing, just a way that certain people are, and there's a lot of us, and we can be the same exactly, or we can be slightly different, you know. But it's I believe it's a soul thing. Anyway, so of course I did more exploring on it. I mean, the first time literally was in tears when I read the first page, and I felt like I suddenly was vindicated, I guess, because I was always trying to be myself. And after that I decided I would just be myself. Whatever happened was because I was me. And I wasn't the only one. Yay! So after discovering that, of course, I said I did some more searching on it, and of course I wrote about the character. But also I took some tests. They have tests. Oh, it's called, no, what I found, it was called highly sensitive personality. Some people may consider it a disorder. Great, right? But it was just me. And so I took a test to see what the test came up with, and I was definitely, it was still me. There wasn't anything that I ran across, you know. I mean, of course I said there were varieties of it, but there was always more than enough yeses to show that it was me. So that was kind of the start of my discovery of myself and others like me. At some point I found that we are also considered to be starseeds, and that was curious, right? And I kind of talked a little bit about this the last video, but soul from another planet, it's not really that hard to consider. If you think about, if you consider yourself as you are a spirit having a physical experience, it's like, it's just normal, okay? So your soul could have come from anywhere. I mean, you know, your body was created in your mommy, but the soul, you know, it was just your time to come around again. And I think that our souls, when they're done with this body, they move on to other things. As far as, I haven't talked about this yet, but like the whole ascending to different levels, I believe our spirits are made to have experiences in the bodies, but also to learn how to reach toward being your highest level. I guess there's like different levels of consciousness to get to what they call ascension, or to be like, well, let's just say we've all heard of Jesus. He would be like the top level of consciousness, you know, forgiving and kind and loving level that most of us aren't usually on a daily basis. But that's like, you know, reaching toward that in our soul, not necessarily in this body. Anyway, that's all part of what I've been learning. And like I said, there's so many other people learning it. It's cool to meet, not necessarily meeting them is good. I know a couple of people. But like online, you could talk to people who are having the same journey. There's a website, starseed411.org. I find the people very friendly. They're willing to talk to you and chat. And if you have a question about something like that, they'll, you know, help you out. Very friendly. Whereas there's also a website, I won't mention the name of it, where I found a lot more conflict than I'm comfortable with, in a forum of people who are supposedly trying to teach us all to get along. Anyway, so there's always the two sides of the coin, or more sides. There's also a website, forum that I visit, that is a Christian paranormal forum, where people are trying to learn, even through Christianity, about the paranormal, which in some cases is like so taboo. Ooh. And that's fun too. That's what I've been doing recently. Also the reading on that website. I won't mention the name again because I would like the video to stay on YouTube a while. Things that have been discovered from, say, non-earthly sources that may have been hidden for reasons. God, it just makes me irritated when I think about that. So I'll try not to think of that for now. But as far as journeys, those two places are the main places where I would go to ask questions. A lot of people will do research, and there's also already a lot of information. You know, there are times I listen to a video about something like this, and oh man, it was not even that long ago. I was listening to a video about this, and the person talking was being channeled, which can sound scary. But this guy did sound scary. There was something about him that I didn't like as I was listening to him. And then I found out later why. So let's just put it this way. Listen to your own instincts on things. I mean, there have been times I've run to websites where, like, you know, different ones that really seemed promising, and then suddenly they weren't, because of something I heard or something I thought about it. So you still have to be very careful, and that's why, like I said, I mentioned about going to several places, 3, 4, even 5 places. If you can get that many references on one thing, you gotta be going in the right direction, right? You know, and again, make sure they're not saying the exact same thing. Similar, you know. There was another site I was reading. It was, crap, it's been a while. It was about the Bible, but it was more like a, one of those people, I want to say Christian apologetics, but that wasn't the site. it was something where they were just being logical about different parts, and they would get references from different places, and they would add the reference, and it's just something interesting to read over. And again, it's not about putting Christianity down, because absolutely there's merit in it. I do recommend to believers that they seek other sources as well as the Bible, because there are a lot of sources that will even verify the Bible. It's just there's more. Yeah, there's more. It's like, oh, okay, I've read the Bible. Maybe I should read something else too. Okay, so that's going to be it for now. I'll probably be back later. Thank you for listening.